So, welcome everybody. So now, to exchange myself with others, or training of exchanging myself with others, that ways of training. And first to talk about the ways of training, and then to talk about why it is a good way to do that. So first, there are three things, in short, dosu mesu dode shipato yenye tene doshini nanto mepi senjise chodu dendon ngajal gums. So that's the Tibetan, and in this is stanza number 140. Take others, lower, higher, equal, as yourself. Identify yourself as other. Then, without another thought, immerse yourself in envy, pride, and rivalry. Now this, is one way of training. Usually the way we react with the samsaric mind often is that we have envy to those who seem to be in one way or another better than myself. And then we feel a rivalry or competitive for those we see as equal to ourselves. And then to those we feel they are kind of less than ourselves. They are inferior to ourselves in one way or another. We feel arrogance and pride towards them. So we always have these three negative emotions, and when we react like that with everybody, everyone around us, then we cannot have true kindness and compassion. We cannot have a really positive, good, kind, and intense relationship with anybody, and that's very bad. That is very harmful to people around us. That is very harmful to myself, because I always either feel envy or pride or rivalry. So therefore I don't feel very good towards anybody. So in order to transform that, then I need to understand how people feel when when I'm an object of envy, when I am an object of rivalry, when I am an object of pride. So therefore, we really need to know this. So therefore we have to train to feel ourselves as other people, and then look at me with these three emotions. So take others, lower, higher, or equal. Somebody who is lower, then I make myself in his or her body or shoe, and then look at me as I am now, and then see how I, how I feel as somebody lower than me, and feeling that sense of, envy. And in the same way, I put myself in the shoes or in the body of someone that I feel equal, and then see how I feel to feel that rivalry and competitiveness. In the same way, then you also put yourself in the shoes of another person as yourself, who is object of pride, and then look from that point of view how you look down on you, and then how you feel it. So this way, you try to train without another thought, means like without any hesitation, without any, just feel that, and feel the emotion, experience that, and then you see how. So you will understand experientially, what it means to be a subject or object of your envy, object of your competitiveness or rivalry, or object of your pride, or looking down on somebody, and so therefore then exactly why you should not do that, why you should not have this feeling, because you are just an ordinary person. Everybody is just an ordinary person. Even those who are supposed to be better than you are also like yourself, have their own problems, have their own difficulties, just another person. Those who are equal to me, and you feel competitiveness, is also same. There's, so therefore you can feel really close, really understand, really, what can you say? Feel compassion and kind to them as you feel to yourself. So therefore take others, lower, higher, equal as yourself, identify yourself as them, then without any another thought, or without any hesitation, or any different kind of analysis or thoughts, just immerse yourself, as we usually do with envy, pride, rivalry, and then experience that. And now we start with one by one. The first, I become the lower one. I become somebody, or I put myself in the shoes or in the body of somebody who feels lower than myself, and who feels kind of envy towards me, the way I am now. Now this is from 141 to, I think, 146. I think it's 140. 140. 146. So here it says, he is the center of attention. I am nothing. And unlike him, I am poor, without possessions. Everyone looks up to him, despising me. All goes well for him. For me, there's only bitterness. All I have is sweat and drudgery, while he is there sitting at his ease. He's great, respected in the world, while I am the underdog, a well-known nobody. What a nobody without distinction, not true. I do have some good qualities. Compared with some, he is lower down. Compared with some, I do excel. I feel that he is supposed to be very great and he's so proud, but actually, there must be some people who are better than him, and there are somebody who are less good than me also. My discipline, my understanding have declined, but I am helpless, ruled by my defilements. I know that my discipline, my understanding has not been very good and has actually become worse, but it's because of my defilements, because of my strong kind of negative emotions or negative karma or something like that, so I cannot do anything about it. I'm helpless. As much as he is able, he should cure me. If he is so great that he pretends to be, then he should help me, he should cure me, he should do something about it. I will be submissive even to his punishments. If he does that, if he helps me, and if he tries to cure me, and if he tries to, work for me or, help me, then I would be happy. I can be even submissive. Even he would do something like a little bit punishing me. The fact is he does nothing of this, but he doesn't care. He doesn't do anything to, to help me or to uplift me or anything like that. But what right then does he belittle me? So if he doesn't help me or he doesn't care for me, how can he belittle me? How can he look down? How can he, be so arrogant towards me? What use then are his qualities to me? I don't care. Maybe he's great. Maybe he has lots of good qualities. Maybe he's, but what is it? It doesn't do any good to me. So therefore, I don't care. Those qualities of which he is so positive, he thinks he's so learned or so great or so so popular or so powerful. That doesn't matter. It doesn't help anybody. So therefore, there is nothing here to be proud of. So it's no use. Indifferent to the plight of living beings who tread the brink of evil destinies, he makes an outward show of virtues, even wants to vie with sages. So he is indifferent to the plight of other living beings. If he would really be a great person, or he would be so good, or so so great as he pretends to be, or other people, some of the other people think he is, then he should help everybody. But he doesn't. So he only treads the brink of evil. He just does negative things, look down on people, tread on others. He's only bragging about himself and thinking great of himself and insult others and look down on others. So there's no virtue, there's no good. He just makes an outward show of virtue. He just he's when people think that he is very virtuous or he is very positive or good, that's just a show from outside. And he thinks that he can be equal to, he wants to vie with the sages, and so the great sages of the past, enlightened beings or great beings of the past. He wants to be equal, or he pretends to be like them, but actually he's not. He's completely useless. He's bad. I don't like him. I wish him not good. If you think like that, that's how somebody who has envy starts to think. And so therefore, when you become that person who has lots of envy, then you start to react in a very negative way, in a bad way. You wish not good, even to people who are good people or who are, qualified or positive. Now this is because of your envy. Of course, those people who are, who you think are better than yourself, are not really, they have their own problems. Yes, they have some good qualities and things like that, but they are like everybody else, So you don't have to feel envy to anybody. You should not, because when you feel envy, your mind becomes very negative, very twisted, very unhealthy, unwholesome, So when you understand this, when we understand this, then we know that it is not good, it's not right, it's not useful, it's not, wholesome. It is very harmful to myself especially, and also to others, by feeling that envy, So as, I also then understand, those people who feel envy towards me, I have to understand why and how they feel like that, because they have envy. They feel inferior to me. So instead of becoming angry and upset by that, I need to be more kind and, understanding and compassionate towards them, and try to make them feel less envious and more close and more like, so therefore, when somebody is envious against me, I should understand, I should really clearly see how and why they feel like that, and instead of getting upset and angry and unhappy and feel bad against them, I should feel more kind, more compassionate, and try to make them feel less envious, and try to become close to them. That's the main understanding. So the Tibetan dini jiten lache tong dome yute me prato yute me pichihisha dokin yute demani kongwin deme te yuichi kongwin donchu tenyo yu chachan tawa gusu na nyomuto chi dong juni don soku te nebang doki tong tong yute do di sojaman jeshi dola ipache, dola te yuen tenchi, jeshanda do yuen tenchi. Ngendo dupi kane pa, rola nyingje me pinda, shala yuen ten, lomba yin, kepa dola dovan dus. So that's the, the envy. And, one way of, experiencing or meditating in exchanging is like this. You put yourself in someone who is kind of a little bit lower or inferior or has less opportunities than yourself, and then see how they react, how they feel to you with envy. So that's, I stop here, 146. Thank you.